Welcome to this video about special mortgage options for Northeastern Maryland first-time home buyers, brought to you by Virtual Mortgage Partners at Next Mortgage and Mark Webster of eXp Realty in Maryland. First program we'd like to tell you about is the First Time Advantage 6000 from the Maryland Mortgage Program. It gives you a $6,000 loan for down payment and closing costs. The second lien has 0% interest and is due and payable when the first mortgage ends. So you don't have to pay this back until you sell the house or totally pay off the mortgage. It's eligible for partner match programs where your employer, builders, community organizations, local governments might match the $6,000 loan. And then income and asset requirements may vary by area. On this one, you'll need to talk to Mark or your mortgage specialist, Virtual Mortgage Partners, to find out more about the requirements where you are planning to buy a home. Next is the Home Start Maryland Mortgage Program. This looks pretty similar to the 6,000. It's for first-time buyers with income at or below 50% of the area median income. We can help you find out what those numbers are as well. It's a zero interest 30-year deferred down payment assistance loan that you can use for down payment and closing costs. You cannot own other real estate at the time of closing. You must be a first-time buyer, and you have to take a home buyer education class before closing. And the loan is due and payable when the first mortgage ends. Again, income and asset requirements may vary by area. So these two programs are fairly similar with some nuances between them, and they're available through the Maryland Mortgage Program. The next program is FHA Down Payment Assistance, where you can get 100% zero down financing potentially from the FHA, the Federal Housing Administration. You have to have a credit score of 600 plus, and you can have non-occupant co-borrowers, which means that you can have somebody co-sign with you who is not going to live in the house to help you get approved for this loan. And again, zero down financing. You can finance 100% of the purchase price of the property. Another FHA program is the 203K program. You'd want to use this if you're buying a fixer-upper or a property that needs a fair amount of work. It allows you to finance the cost of repairs and the cost of the property all at once. So if the property, say, is $200,000, but it needs $50,000 in work, you can finance some of that $50,000 in work alongside the cost of the repairs. You can do the FHA 203K down to a credit score of 500. The property has to be a primary residence, and you have to start the work within 30 days, and the project must be completed within 6 months. There's some other nuances to the FHA 203K that we'll let you know about when we schedule our one-on-one consultation if you'd like to do so. Next is the 3-2-1 buy down program. This is a rate reduction which allows you to have a lower monthly payment over the first few years of owning the property. It's a 3% rate reduction year one, 2% year two, 1% year three. The seller actually funds the buy down on this, and your agent will help you negotiate. So just talk to Mark. He'll help you kind of negotiate this if it's the right avenue for you, and none of these other programs are really working. You can try out a 3-2-1 buy down. And the last program we'll mention is a great program that nobody seems to talk about. It's the USDA mortgage program, and it's for properties in eligible rural areas, which if you're in Northeastern Maryland, you probably live close or nearby where the USDA can be used. It allows you to do a 0% down mortgage, which is very cool. So you can finance 100% of the purchase price of the property. The mortgage insurance premiums on this are actually lower than an FHA loan, so it's more affordable from month to month. You can have a credit score as low as not 50, that's a typo, as low as 500. There is no maximum loan amount, so that's interesting. A lot of these programs do have caps on how expensive the property can be. That is not so with the USDA. And then this is an important point, this last one, you can actually get a seller credit in addition to having zero down. So you can finance 100%, but the seller is allowed to give you a certain percentage back to cover your closing costs. So you can get into a USDA mortgage for very low money out of pocket. So definitely going to want to talk to us at virtualmortgagepartners.com or talk to Mark about the ins and outs of these various programs. To get started today, just click the link down below, answer a few questions, and we'll get started getting you pre-approved for one of these programs. Or you can contact Mark Webster directly at 410-291-1058 if you'd like to talk to him about these programs and about the specific type of property and location that you might be looking for in Northeastern Maryland. Thanks for watching this video about special mortgage options for Northeastern Maryland first-time home buyers. Go ahead down below, answer a few questions, and get in touch with Mark when you're ready to start looking for your next home.